we'll see how that goes, but we have a show for you all tonight. So first we have Grantel and Xenado versus Flarg and Brother Quang. I couldn't really tell you what's going on immediately. I see Flarg is at the very least training his Bayonetta, and we also have Brother Quang with his Mii Brawler, which is a character he does have practiced. So it's not a particular surprise to see that off of Red Team. However, Blue Team is running double King DDD. Now, Grantel is a rather interesting folk. He plays Roy and DDD to my knowledge. And Xenado, while I haven't seen, has definitely, like, showcased DDD knowledge. From the very least that I've seen off of Twitter. So, we'll see how it manages as the match goes on. It's a very interesting double set, to be certain. And it looks like the double DDDs will be getting first blood on Flarg. It doesn't seem like there was any particular focus on Bayonetta, though if there was one character to lock out, I would definitely say it would be Bayonetta. She has the tools to make DDD's life a living nightmare, with witch twists, neutral air, up tilts, forward air. A DDD is combo food waiting to happen. And Bats Within allows Bayonetta to reposition herself very well, very easily. You know, despite the questionable character picks, Blue Team definitely has a good sense of how to control space with their characters. As you see Grantel get a sweet back air off on Brother Quang to the right of the stage. They have one DDD covering the platform while one covers main stage, and they take up an enormous amount of space when taking into consideration their Gordos. And it's kind of wild that this is working as well as it is for them, as we have a one-stock lead in favor of Blue Team, but Flarg's got a combo going. Not able to pick it up fully. Grantel gets himself back on stage while we have Xenado going for the forward smash. Almost at full charge, but it's going to be the fastfall back air that gets Brother Quang deep off of stage, having to return with his hurricane kick. Brother Quang having figured out that perfect shielding the Gordos and just in general interacting with them prior to either of the DDDs getting involved is going to help his case. Keep himself a little bit more defended, but he's certainly taken a lot of percentage. And we have an unfortunate team kill. Xenado going for the dash attack on top of Grantel. And this is going to be the opportunity that Red Team needs to start to bring this back. We see Grantel go out deep to try and scoop up the stock on Flarg, but not going to get it just yet. Speaking of, Flarg almost killing Xenado off the top with that combo, but wasn't able to follow the SDI well enough. And that's going to be the reserve stock for Red Team. Flarg having to be careful, but he's going to get caught in an up air, and questionable DI on that. It's going to leave Brother Quang in the 2v1 situation. And I'd be lying to you if I said I know how the Mii Brawler versus King DDD matchup is. But Brother Quang seems to have a somewhat strong game plan of maneuvering himself around the Gordos, staying out of the focus of the DDDs. But Nair chains seem to be some sort of immediate issue. And Xenado going for the inhale spit just to get him off stage. I like it. Not really in a position to get any combos. But Grantel out here whiling with the charge hammer, and if he's not careful enough, it's going to really backfire for him. Either way, double DDDs managed to take things in game one. A very interesting result, to be sure. I really couldn't tell you how this is going to happen. But we have the double Mii Brawler switch. So of all four of the possible players on Long Island to let something like this happen, they had to do it in doubles. Flarg, having famously had a Mii Brawler back in the day, doesn't really have a practice nowadays as he's taken Bayonetta a bit ahead with his Mii Brawler. But here we stand with double Mii Brawler versus double King DDD in Game 2 on Town and City. And this was a fairly strong stage counter pick in favor of Red Team. they're going to want those smaller blast zones so they could at least try to cheese out the DDDs, take advantage of the fact that they're larger. But if they're not able to chip up that damage quick enough, I don't really know what we're going to be looking at. So returning back into the match, we still have percentages racking up fairly evenly across the board, but the double brawlers trying to control stage very well. It seems that a lot of forward air is going to be what's keeping Brawler in charge of this, alongside the Hurricane Kick. And this is just insane. So we finally have first blood in favor of the Brawlers. However, the DDDs are bringing it back into their favor. At the very least, it seems that Xenado has a key understanding of what his role in this match is going to be. He's hanging to the right. He's giving Grantail plenty of room to whip out, deal plenty of damage. Supporting with the Gordos where he can, just to rack up the damage. And then when it comes time to secure the kill, he starts fishing around with those back airs. Even stocks with Grantail sitting at 80%. But Grantail seems to at least hover around the Mies at all times. He's keeping himself to be the close quarters duck in this mess. Or penguin. Or whatever species he's confirmed to be. But he's definitely an A-list slugger with a down B like that, getting a stock off of Brother Quang and knocking him down to his last. I really don't even know how one would feel after a loss like this. It seems... At the very least, these are two players who know their character when it comes to King DDD and have them well practiced. Grantail, not the most well-known of DDD players, especially here on the island, as he doesn't perform in bracket too often. However, this is a character that he co-mains dedicatedly so, and takes advantage of people sleeping on the matchup and the character's tools. Xenado, to my knowledge, is a player who is well-known, but I haven't seen come out to locals very often. Or in a long time, for that matter. So showcasing a bit of his own tech alongside Grantail, and it seems to be overwhelming upon Red Team. And an amazing play from the DDDs, taking advantage of the properties of the inhale projectile from DDD. The way that the star's distance and damage works depends entirely on the weight of the character that it inhales. So being as DDD, while not particularly heavy, is certainly a large character and heavier than me Brawler, you're going to get more bang for your buck when you're spitting out a DDD. On top of that, you're very quickly repositioning the DDD in a position to let out a Nair, as we've seen Grantail do when he's the projectile, and back airs. But an unfortunate team kill from Blue Team's leaving us in last stock situation with Grantail at 144%, but they're both coming in with these hammers. This is wild. All right. All right, the boys got it. The Mighty Ducks are on the fields. We've got a stream tonight.